before I start this video, I just want to remind you all to know your status and the status of your partner. Please get your home health test kits and your sexual home health test kits at the sponsored link below. Please don't guess and gamble with your health. What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about why guys might be attracted to a plus size woman but not want her as a girlfriend because he's afraid of what people might think. So I guess that's self-explanatory. I got that question. Somebody said, why are some guys attracted to plus size women but afraid to be in a relationship with one because of what their friends might say or think? Well, I guess we're going to talk about it. So when I hear that, and I'm not trying to diagnose the brother with nothing, I'm just saying people who make decisions based off what others might think of them more often than not have self-esteem issues, right? They're not sure of what they should think about themselves, so they look to others to figure it out, okay? A person who knows who they are, right, and knows what they want and places real value on the things that they want aren't making decisions based on what other people might think, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you. It sounds like I'm tearing this guy down, but I don't mean to. All of us at some point have to learn how to care less about what other people think, right? All of us have to. I had to learn to start this channel. For years, I was like, I don't want to start this channel. I got crooked bottom teeth. Maybe I'm not handsome. I don't know what the hell people might think. I think I'm great. But eventually, I just thought, well, whatever I think is better than and more important than whatever someone else might say. However many thousands of people hate my face, hate my guts, hate my voice, I still have to do this channel. In the same way, everybody has a journey, most of us anyway, have a journey of learning to prioritize what we think about ourselves versus what other people think about us, right? And minimize the impact of other people's thoughts. Many years ago, I seen this meme that said, rule number 1, F what they think. That's rule number 1. And ever since I seen that meme, that's been my rule number 1, right? Your responsibilities, your dreams, your goals, your ambitions are far more important than what somebody might think of them. I can tell you, these guys who are attracted to you but then don't want to show anybody that they're attracted to you or ashamed of what they're attracted to are still struggling with their own self-image and how they're viewed by other people. Some guys are looking at women as more than just a hole to stick it in, right? Like you're looking at a woman for everything that she gives you, not just her size. You mentioned your size, so it sounds like if that's the only thing that he's attracted to, or if that's the thing that's pulling him to you, then he might be fetishizing you, right? But he may not really like you, right? So if he's rejecting a relationship, it could be because he's worried about what other people think. I mean, that's a thing, and I'm not sure if he said that or you've said that, but since we're talking about that point, that's a possibility. But another possibility is that he just doesn't want a relationship with you, right? And you're trying to figure out why he doesn't want a relationship with you because he's clearly experiencing you in a physical way, or at least attempting to, but he doesn't want anything romantic. And I can tell you, no matter what size you are, no matter how fine you are, my comment section, my DMs, my email addresses, and my phone calls with clients are full of women of all shapes and sizes and all levels of perceived beauty, with guys or with women who are with men who want to be with them physically but don't want a relationship. So you're no different than other people simply because you're big. So unless he's brought that up, I would probably not run with that as the primary reason he doesn't want to be with you, because it's some supermodels that can't get a guy to commit. Right, it's a lot of Instagram models that are getting passed around by these rappers and athletes, but they can't get a man to commit. They still ain't found a man, right? So when you start looking at that, don't assume that it's always your weight, because sometimes it's just a man getting what he can get from other people. And it's really not malicious. He's just enjoying your energy and y'all passing each other, energy back and forth. But if you want more, then you need to make sure that you've clearly expressed that. Even so, to the point of big women, since I know a lot of YouTube creators are teaching that if you're overweight or if you're, for whatever reason, plus size, and nobody's going to want you, especially if you're over 40, that's bullshit. Again, that's a reality for some men. Some men are that picky. Some men have those specific tastes and needs from a woman. I get that, and I'm not going to deny that exists, right? But some men like a little bit of variety. Some men like all types of women. Right. And I'm personally a person that appreciates beauty in every type of woman. I can find something beautiful in every style and type of beauty there is. Right. And just to the point, like, hell, sometimes my wife is plus size. Sometimes she's regular size, but I'm going to put her ass to sleep regardless. I don't give a damn. Like, I love my wife. I love this. I love relationship. I love her personality. I love what she gives me. I love the life she's created and the home she's created for our family. I don't give a damn about, if she gains some weight or loses some weight. I do as much as it pertains to her self-esteem and her health and all the things that she wants for herself. But I mean, I'm not really, holding her to the fire about staying a certain weight. I would hope that she's, her best and looks her best. Every guy hopes that. Right. And that's not malicious and that's not bad that a man wants a woman to stay in shape. But I can tell you, a man who's making his decision based on that is just not interested in the rest of the relationship. It's not that making the decision most times. Now, if a guy doesn't know you and he's just looking at you, then yes, you have to entice a man. A man has to be attracted to you. So that'll be a giant part of what he either accepts or rejects in you. If a guy doesn't know you, he doesn't have a reason to love you. So he's only going to look at and love or like what he sees. So that's absolutely true. But most men aren't just looking at a woman's weight. Once they know her, once they've been with her, once they've spent time with her, she becomes a whole person, not just a body or a figure or a silhouette. So if a guy's spending time with you and he's already gotten to the point where he's getting exposed to you and he still doesn't want a relationship, it could be your weight, but it also just could, like every other woman that's having issues getting a man to commit, it just could be the culture of that man's mindset, right? It could just be what he's on right now. And no matter what you weigh, no matter how tall or skinny or short or fat or whatever you are, that guy might just not want a relationship because of the responsibility, because of the inconvenience, because of the compromise required, because of the attention and the accountability. He might be avoiding those things, not necessarily your weight, especially if he fetishizes you as a big woman. You want a man who's looking for a relationship and not looking to fulfill a fantasy. Whether it's his self-esteem, whether it's him just not wanting a relationship, you can't make your decisions based on that. But I will tell you that if your weight is causing you to believe that every time a man is rejecting you, it has something to do with your weight, then I would employ you to do something about your weight. Weight is important because it attaches itself directly to your self-image and directly to your self-esteem. And anytime you're being rejected and you believe a person is right to do so, you're in a terrible, toxic place. And sometimes women are bigger and they start thinking, oh, well, I don't deserve that guy. I need to look over here. I don't deserve this. I need to look over here. Like, I understand that, right? We all start to minimize ourselves when we're unhappy with ourselves. But when you start to do that, it's not about the weight anymore. It's about the effect that that weight is having on you. So go do something about the weight, but do something about the weight because it creates you a more healthy mind and a more healthy outlook on life. Right? And what you deserve and what you need to accept and what you need to shoot for, right? You need to be at your best so that you can feel your best. And sometimes it's not about the weight as much as it's about the impact of who you are and learning that you can overcome things, right? So there's so many different healthy things that come from losing weight other than you just being a smaller number on a scale or a smaller silhouette to some. So again, if your weight is causing you to believe that and he hasn't explicitly said it, I think that might be your insecurity speaking, right? And it's okay. We all have insecurities, but please go do something about it. It's way worse and it's way harder to live with an insecurity for 20 or 30 years, 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, instead of just taking about a hard 2 years or a hard 6 months and getting your weight together so that you don't have that insecurity anymore, so that you don't have to spend the years down the line wondering if every time a man looks at you and looks away, he looked away because of your weight. But to your point, some men are ashamed to, put their women on display and they want a woman who they can show off. And that just isn't the culture that's built in their little friend circles. So with that said, I think that you need to get yourself a man who understands what he wants is more important than what other people might think. And he holds himself to a higher standard of being a leader instead of a follower. But even so, yes, men like women in shape. We're not going to deny that. We're not bullshitting here. But if you're being affected by your weight to such a degree that you're assuming that it's the weight and he hadn't explicitly said it, then that means your insecurity about your weight might be a little bit too high and you should probably do something about that so that you can live your life in peace and in complete comfort in knowing that you are good enough for whatever might come in front of you and whoever might come in front of you. That's what's important about that weight. Obviously, it's your health, your numbers, cholesterol, all of that stuff. But what's really important is that you start to feel more comfortable in your own skin because you start to pull to yourself that low vibrational energy. When you have those insecurities, people start coming to you who are responding to those insecurities. And a lot of people who are looking for insecurities cannot be trusted. So do everything you can do to become the strongest version of yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. Don't let weakness run your life and don't let insecurity creep up and take years from you in your experience. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Follow me at KidFig24 on Instagram. I'll get with y'all later.